How y'all doing? And thanks for tuning in. This is George at Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, FJ Cruisers, Chevy Silverados, wheelchairs, surfboards, PowerBoost F-150s. Yeah, you heard me right. That's the electric F-150. That does have a battery and a motor, so it's not 100% electric, but this here is a brand new 22 PowerBoost F-150. We did a nice package for this particular gentleman, works a little bit of construction, and he wanted a nice amber white package, not too over the top. He was very interested in our auto flasher kit. That's what you see running those headlight DRL and fog light DRL. Just a side note, the only one on the market that's able to do this with no cut install. Absolutely no factory wires were cut to strobe those DRLs. Now, if you prefer the amber turn signal in the headlight, we can also give you a kit for that. But we like this display we have right here. Now, this is two kits in the front, one kit for the fog, one kit for the headlight. So you can pick either one. If you don't want them both, no problem. Above that, you'll see our dual head windshield light. That's just a standard amber light. We used the nice 3M dual lock Velcro to mount that to the windshield, but it comes with a very nice set of suction cup mounts. So you can use the suction cup mounts or you can use the 3M. Either one works just fine. And we put one of those lights on each side of the windshield. We tucked it up real high and tight on the left and right side, and the included shroud keeps a good portion of that light from bouncing around in the cabin of the truck. Not a bad install, and it's not as invasive as going with a full 4-light each side police style complete visor. These are a lot smaller and you can still get that same kind of look. That's that look that I mean, where the lights are high and wide on the windshield, and we got a nice fast alternation on those lights going on. It's a triple flash alternation left and right on each one of those lights. Down below, we have a slower flash on the DRL. That's a double flash with a slight hang. And by that hang, what that does is when you get real far away from the vehicle, you'll see more of the X pattern. You won't catch the individual little flicker, but you will see that X pattern from a long distance away. So that's why I went with this pattern, is because this truck does a variety mix of highway and off-highway use. Another thing we love to do on these new F-150s, as well as the Super Duty Bigger Brother, is in the side badge there, we put a light. On the F-150s, we use a 3-inch M-Power light. We have in stock, ready to go, amber white as shown, or red white. Now the red white or the amber white can also be selected to flash only the color and have the steady white override if that's what you're looking for. Or as you see, you can flash both the color and the white, totally your choice. And if you're looking for a simpler light in amber only, we also have that. By the way, we have a very good tutorial on how exactly I mounted that badge light. I'm going to link to it right now in the upper right-hand corner of this video. You should see a link come up, possibly a little lowercase I, and that'll have the link to this video that shows you all about how we do that on the badge. Alrighty, working our way around the rear of the truck, we also have that same M-Power 3-inch light in an amber white. We put one on each side of the rear license plate, vertical mounted there. Fairly easy install, drill a single hole, and you can vertically mount that light on each side. And we have above that our auto flasher kit on the rear signal and the rear reverse. Now, we borrowed our power and ground from our trigger for our auto flasher kit to run down and power those M-Powers. You can power them on a separate switch if you like, but what we did is we jumped into the same power ground that we shared from the signal and reverse kit auto flashers and just ran an extension down to power those M-Powers. That way, we didn't have to run a separate wire all the way forward. Now you will notice that beautiful parking ring around the tail light. We didn't flash that on this build, but we did flash the amber signal on top and the white reverse below it. We also did not flash the brake light that's in the center. We really don't want to mess with the brake lights ever on our builds. However, we do offer a kit to flash that beautiful red parking ring. So if your colors would be preferenced to red and amber, or red and white, or only red, we have a kit for that. We have 3 separate kits for the tail light of an F-150, 1 kit for the red, 1 kit for the amber, and 1 kit for the white. As far as how they flash or how they synchronize, that's absolutely user settable. And furthermore, no factory function is lost. As soon as we go back off of emergency mode, turn off the switch, all of these lights will work totally normal. You'll lose absolutely no factory flashing whatsoever of these lights. So what we're going to do here at Wicked Warnings now is we're going to get a little bit more in depth on the install of this product, and I'm going to tell you what's included when you buy this bundle. Now, this is a bundle of products that you can put in on your own to mimic this install. It's not it doesn't install itself. You're going to need to make some wiring connections. You're going to need to make some waterproof connections, do a little bit of mounting. That's going to be on the installer. So in the rear of this truck, we're going to give you the amber signal auto flasher kit. We're going to give you the reverse auto flasher kit. Both of those kits will need to have their patterns set. They will need to be synchronized if you desire this kind of effect. The modules mount behind the driver's tail light, and there's two 18.5s that will run forward. One will connect to each auto flasher module. Now, if you want to use only one 18.5, that's up to you. You can wire however you see fit, but we'll give you both 18.5s to run the power control for both auto flashers forward, where you can control patterns, synchronization. If you'd like to use the white steady-on flood for the reverse, you could, your choice. We're also going to give you 50 feet of 22.5, and that's going to allow you to extend each of these rear M powers over to the driver's side tail, and you'll there synchronize them and join the power ground with the power ground that's running the auto flasher kit. The other remaining 22.5 is to extend each of the badge lights forward and into the dash through the grommet I'm going to show you, and to your switch. Alrighty, around the front of the truck, you're going to get two auto flasher kits. One for the headlight, one for the fog light. Those as well need to be synchronized and patterns set to achieve this display, if this is the display you want. A lot of different patterns, a lot of opportunity. So those will mount on the driver's fender, and there will be a longer wire that runs over to the passenger headlight and fog light, and a shorter wire that runs over to the driver's headlight and fog light. These are no-cut kits on the front and the back. They are our wire swap method, which I'm going to link to right now. And I just did a full build video about that wire swap method that you'll also get linked to about this particular install on this auto flasher kit. Above it, we have our two-head windshield light. Now, as I said, I use some locally sourced VHB 3M dual lock. It's basically the same stuff they use on the tollway transponders. That's how we mount it, but it is included with a suction cup as well. So you don't need to have the dual lock Velcro, and you can get that at any Home Depot or Ace Hardware. They stock it just fine. Underneath the hood, we're going to give you a fuse kit to attach to the battery and 25 feet of 16-2 wire. That's going to go from the battery, power, and ground into your switch. At your switch, you'll connect your grounds and powers accordingly. Powers for all of your accessory to the accessory output on the switch. Your grounds can all be joined and ground on the switch, and your power in from the battery can go to the power terminal on the switch. Now, as far as the switch, it's right down there on the lower right-hand side. And now, as far as the windshield lights above it, as I said, they mount right there on the windshield. Not a whole lot to talk about with that, other than the fact that you're going to cut the cigarette plug off the end of them. That's what I did to mount them like that, and it's what is necessary if you're going to switch activate them. So that's just what you have to do. We ran the passenger wire underneath the headliner. It tucks under the front of the headliner quite easy, and we ran that over to the driver's side. We ran both the driver and the passenger wire down the driver's A-pillar and to the back behind the switch there. A fairly easy install. Don't need anything extra for those windshield lights. So, but we are going to include that 3/4 switch right down there. We're also going to include a 3/4 grommet in this bundle, and you'll know why, because that's going to be for the firewall permeation. We're going to put in some uninsulated butt connectors for your splices outside the vehicle. We're going to put in a good amount of 1/8" heat shrink. We're going to probably put in at least 10 pieces. We're also going to put in some 3/16, probably 10 pieces of that as well, so you can waterproof everything on the outside of the truck accordingly. And we'll give you about 50 uninsulated butt connectors to help you make your connections around the outside of the truck. What you'll need on your end that we're going to link to right now as well, if you want to dress the install up, maybe some Tessa tape. You might want to consider some of our 3M installer's tape as well, and any of the other accessories like split loom and zip ties if you want that as well. We'd like to put in 100 pack of zip ties in this bundle. Also take care of running your wire and zip tying everything as well. So trying to make these bundles more thorough, more complete. So if that works for you, great. If I need to adjust it, drop a comment, let me know. I'm always tailoring things to try to make them better for you, the end user. So that's what we're after. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. I hope you enjoyed this video on this 2022 PowerBoost F-150, and hopefully you can do something similar on one of your vehicles. Any questions, drop a comment, send an email in to info at wickedwarnings.com, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. If you don't hear back right away within a few days, drop another comment or send another email. Bear with us. Sometimes we have a busy season or a peak surge where it might take us 3 or 4 days to get back to you. So thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, SUVs, wheelchairs, surfboards, and nice 22 PowerBoost F-150s like you're looking at right here. Again, no factory loss of function on any of these factory lighting. No factory wires were cut. And the only kit on the market that can give you this kind of display. Thanks again. See you on the next video.